There is one Australian who's been alongside more Melbourne Cup winners than Bart Cummings, John Paddo Patterson. May not be a household name, but he's been right there, side by side with the winning horse for 4 decades. Some viewers may recall seeing his red jacket and grey horse flash past their TV screens, but few would realise how critical his job as clerk of the course is. As the racing industry reflects on 150 years of the Melbourne Cup, reporter Kirstin Murray spent a few days with Flemington's 3 clerks and discovered a whole new perspective on Australia's most famous race.
You always get a few butterflies just before the cut because you don't want to see anything go wrong.
I get a kick out of it. Even though I've been doing it for a long time, you still get that kick.
A lot of people think that it's coming out of this world to be a clerk of the course. Yeah, I suppose to be where I am as a senior clerk of the course for so long, I don't think you'll ever see it again.
Welcome to Flemington.
They're the backbone of Australian racing, but most people would never have noticed them. And that's just the way the clerks of the course like it.
Well, we'll start with Paddo.
I don't know whether there's much you could say about Paddo, except that he's grumpy. And
Graham, he's a funny bloke to work with.
He's very jealous of me because I'm a bit older and I've got a lot more hair.
And there's myself, the apprentice.
These horsemen have been to more Melbourne Cups than any, a staggering 105 big races between them. But year after year, they keep coming back for more.
It's something that's very, very hard to explain how you feel about it, you know. It's just, well, it's the Melbourne Cup.
The crowd becomes electrified. The whole carnival becomes electrified.
When you're cantering down that straight, the roar of that crowd's just sensational. It's just unbelievable.
As senior clerk, John Paddo Patterson leads home the winner, an honour he's enjoyed since the late 1960s. Year after year, the 72-year-old's been alongside the winning jockey. Come Tuesday, he'll lead in his 40th Melbourne Cup champion.
Oh, yes, I suppose, yes, it's an achievement. I used to say it was my cigarette money, but I don't smoke anymore, so...
Graham Salisbury's been a clerk at Flemington for 37 years. The apprentice, Mal Cameron, for 27 years.
People often come up to you on a sunny day when it's lovely and sunny. God, you've got a glorious job. And you say, yes, I have. But then you get a cold, wet day where your boots are full of water and you're wet through in and out. No one wants your job that day.
There is a serious side to the job. Clerks are responsible for keeping volatile horses in line and stressed jockeys calm.
Jockeys always want to be our friend because they never know when they're going to need us.
It does get interesting.
Well, you're keeping your eye out for everything, really. The art is to see it a couple of seconds before it happens.
But sometimes a horse will break through the barrier, and when they do, they're off.
If you can't get on top of them in half a furlong, you're not going to get on top of them at all, because the further they go, the quicker they're going to go, you know?
Oh, he's been very cleverly caught by the clerk of the course.
You think to yourself, well, pull up, you bastard.
The heavy handling isn't without risks. Injuries are par for the course.
Them things are occupational hazards. If you look at them, they've been in some funny positions and funny things has happened to them, I suppose, over the years, haven't they?
By the time you come home and sit in the bath for half hour, generally most of them go.
But if horses need a heavy rein, for jockeys it's a guiding hand, who at 50-odd kilograms can sometimes struggle with a 500-kilo horse.
You do get a lot of jockeys that waste pretty hard. They might have to lose 2-3 kilo in the day.
On numerous occasions they've said, oh, hold me on, will you? Because they're just physically exhausted.
Have some of those then gone on to win a Melbourne Cup?
Oh, yeah, plenty of times.
While the trio have made careers out of blending into the background, There have been times when they simply can't avoid the spotlight.
Clerk of the course can't even get her going.
In 2001, Ethereal took out top honour.
Ethereal takes the Caulfield Melbourne Cup double.
But the glory was short-lived for the mare's jockey.
Ethereal whipped into me and I nearly fell off into the roses, and I thought, well, it's going to hurt going into them. It'll hurt a bloody sight more trying to get out of them, so I better stop here.
And all I can recall the jockey saying was, thanks, Paddo.
Back in the 70s, Graham Salisbury was also more hindrance than help when renowned jockey Harry White asked for a hand.
I leant over to grab him, and as I put the weight on the iron, the saddle's gone like that. And here I am on the broad of me back in front of about 90,000 people. And Harry said, I think I'll be right now, mate. I'll see you later.
There are, of course, the races they'd rather forget. The falls each men struggle not to replay in their mind.
Well, you try never to do that. You try never to do that.
But the first thing that goes through your mind, you think, oh, I wonder how the boys are, you know. Hope they're all right. Oh, boy.
Evidence of just how highly regarded the Clerks are can be found in this paddock. Graham Salisbury was rewarded the greatest prize of all, his very own Melbourne Cup winner, Sub-Zero, a horse trained by Lee Friedman.
Nice. Huh? He was a man of his word, Lee. Like, even though he won $2.5 million in the Melbourne Cup, he said, there he is. I said, yeah, beautiful.
Greys are gold for these men. The colour's thought to have a calming effect on other horses. A good one's hard to come by, but when it is found, it's treasured.
He's got to kind of go where angels fear to tread, and he's lovely. He's got to kind of keep his cool when all other horses are doing their biscuits, you know. Not every grey horse will make a Clerk of the Course horse. And when you do get hold of one, you know it straight away.
When the day comes for Paddo to hang up his boots, it's unlikely he'll give the horse life away for good. Most mornings he can be found at his other job, helping train the next potential Melbourne Cup winner.
Actually, I thought a while back, oh, this couple'll see me out. But then they brought in this thing the other day that Clerk of the Courses have to be accredited. So I think if I'm accredited, well, I might as well bloody keep going, mightn't I?
A fascinating Melbourne Cup story really told, Kirstin Murray, with that. And that's the program for tonight. Good luck if you're punting tomorrow, and we'll have a Cup post-mortem tomorrow night. But for now, good night.